here as well. I'll see. Damn it. Stand as a vibrator. I'm done with the YouTube. I'm live there, so it's recording. Now I'll see WhatsApp. Sorry, not WhatsApp, Telegram, to see what did you guys respond. I see no one responded, confirming that you can hear me. Can you guys confirm? And by the way, you can raise your hands. I'll unmute you and then we can talk. And okay, we're good to go. If you hear any noise, let me know. It's just a small fan. Open your heart to Jesus Christ. And then he said, hi. Hi, Truth. My heart is open to Jesus Christ from a very long time. I've studied in Cathedral High School, which is a Christian school, and I read Bible when I was in 8th grade. It was part of our education. Okay, so no raised hands. Did anyone confirm? Yes, we can. Okay, Adriana says we can hear you. Okay, we are good to go. So Adriana wants to talk. Go ahead.
Hi there, Shah. How are you today?
I'm fine. It's a stressful day. A lot of stuff from everywhere. But the more personal effective one is that my fiance, she told me that she's a PR in Portugal. She said that the new government has changed the laws and now she's going to get passport in 10 years instead of lesser years. She was just frustrated with it. So I had to talk to her.
Oh my God, I heard about that as well. It's crazy because before it was 5 years.
Yeah.
And they will not count the years when you had your temporary thing. They don't want to count that as well.
Exactly.
A harder hit.
It is a harder hit. She said that UK first changed, then now Portugal has changed it, and they're changing the count. And I was like, okay. My hindrance is the divorce that I'm dealing with. In Toronto, the legal processes, they are 3 times slower than the rest of the country. So they take 300% more time than what they would do in other places. So in other places, they will get you a divorce that is uncontested because I'm not fighting. So instead of 3 months, they're going to take 8 to 12 months. And until I don't have that paper, I can't bring her. So it's a horrible case scenario. But anyway, ask your question, please.
It's true. I think sometimes everything happens against us, but in that period, we realized it's going to be for the best in the end.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it is hard. I really hope nothing changes in the US because I'm waiting for my passport time to come through. So I don't want Trump to mess it up.
I hope so. My nephew is there in US from a very long time, and he's struggling even with his green card, and he's a scientist in MIT now. He's an AI specialist. He started working with a startup that was at $22 million. Now their worth is $2 billion. They are doing so well that the money that they raised in seed fund, they didn't even touch it. They have all the money because the minimum they take the client value is $500,000. So he's extremely well established. He has studied from Columbia and everything is there, but he doesn't have documents. And he's there from a very long time. He did his bachelor's there, his master's there. He's there at least 8-10 years now. Let's see how it goes.
Yes, I feel like everyone is somewhere in some parts of the world stuck with that same process. Gaining that paperwork and, feeling like, okay, I finally can feel free.
I hope so. I hope it goes in your favor.
Yeah, everything will happen to us. It's going to be good. My very first question for today was going to be basically, I'm now thinking about preparing, strategically for the portfolio for the long-term coins, and I was thinking about like the diversification part. Like obviously, I would say the best way for me, I would like to hear your opinion, obviously, is to focus on choosing like 10 coins. Like I believe with 10 coins you can follow all of them like freely. You don't have to like lose your mind. And the best way to allocate them between the different sectors, that's where I am stuck. Like I'm thinking if I should look at to have more like sectors, or maybe focus on two coins from one sector and then the next two coins from another sector. Like basically how to do the diversification is
Okay,
what I'm asking.
when you're investing in coins, I think one thing that you should keep in mind is that never go beyond 10. 10, and I'm being
Yeah.
generous here. I try to keep them as small as possible. The reason for that is to keep an eye on your coins on daily basis, to keep a track, to know what the team is doing. You should be there in the what do they call it, trenches. I'll get to YouTube comments. I see that there are some questions there. But the thing is that if you are not there with them in their communities, they have communities on Telegram and Discord. Some people who think they're fancy, they go to Discord, but generally they all are on Telegram, and you get to see their overall updates and you keep yourself abreast. But the thing is that it's really, really hard for you to do that. If you have a lot of coins, you will not be able to keep up, and somehow down the line, you will stop looking at it, and then you will have money invested in sand, or you will have money invested in OHM or in some other coin, and you will be thinking that it is what it is, and you would stop caring, and you wouldn't look at your coins in depth anymore. It would be going down, and you would have zero confidence to do a DCA. You wouldn't think that, okay, maybe it's a good decision or not. I'll give you an example. I have one bad investment, but I knew it is bad. That's why I invested $10,000 only. I don't go small. If I like the coin, I go big. But it's called EXVG. It's a gaming coin. Why did I pick it? It's listed on, where the hell is it listed? It's listed on Maxi. I think it's on Gate.io, and I think it is on Bybit. Let me just check. It is on 3 big exchanges. Its market cap is extremely small, and the coin is doing a very horrible job. Okay, it's sitting at $122,000 market cap. I started investing in this when it was at 1 million. Okay, yeah, it is on Bybit, Maxi, and Gate. Now it's a gaming coin. It's highly inflated. If you look at its overall journey, it's 97% down. It's a horrible chart and everything. I have $10,000 in it at $1 million market cap. Now when it came down to $122,000, which means 80% of my portfolio is gone. Sorry, more than 80% of my portfolio is gone. I again invested in it to do a DCA. Yesterday, I think I invested another $1,000 here, which is half of my current leftover bag, which is 50% of it. So it's a big investment from that perspective. At 1 million, it would be equal to $5,000. Why did I do it? Because I think that this is a coin that in the long run, I expect it to survive. They're developing this game. It's a first-person shooter game. It's a 3D game. It takes a lot of time and money, and they're slow as hell. I think that down the line there is some hope, a bit of hope that this thing will bounce back. Now it's only $10,000, but I'm still keeping an eye. I still keep an eye. I still see what are they doing. I still see that they are posting videos of the gameplay. They're still working, and I said, okay, I might go as deep as 15,000. I have 10 already in 80% loss or more. I'll go and invest a bit more in it. But I'm doing DCA because I know this project in and out. Of course, it's an extremely high risk project. You can lose all of the money in it. But that's the kind of money I'm willing to lose, because at the end of the day, I like to have that overall dopamine feeling, because if this thing starts going up, only to go to 1 million, my bag will do 8x. And I think that it's more about that feeling for me to deal with. instead of making money in a sensible way. Like if I'm making money in a sensible way, I'll be going after coins that are going to do 2x, 3x, and I'll be investing heavily over there. I'll be investing hundreds of thousands of dollars or in millions, and then I would go and double over there. Even if it doesn't double, a 10-20% on a million is $200,000, right? So that's a lot of money instead of investing such kind of pesky money in smaller coins and then try to do crazy X's with it. But I do it for my emotional management because I like to stay busy in the market. So my main funds, they stay away from the market. I don't get bored. I have lost money before 2020 because of boredom. I was invested in Ethereum from 2016 to 2021. I had a crazy big bag. I had thousands of Ethereums, and holding on to that came with a cost because I lost a lot of Bitcoins. I would buy Bitcoins and I would give it to scammers, and they would tell me that I'll give you 5% return every day, and then they would run away with it. I would give it to someone else into some other shady scammy project. I'll lose to it. I lost good amount of Bitcoins to it, but all that stuff helped me in keeping my bag of Ethereum. Frustration, boredom, and tiring can come and attack you. And as I was extremely uneducated before 2020, I was holding Ethereum because it was it was silver in color, so this was the silver of crypto, and I had I had money in it because it sounded cool. It sounded like it's something new. I had no other information. So when you lack information, you can't invest more. You're in a very questionable place, and at the same time, holding on to it is an extremely painful process. Now that I don't have my money in the market, I only do swings. I only go and buy the dips when they go up. Like last year, I bought it in August, sold it in November. I took my exit. Now I'm looking for entry in the market again. I'll again buy and then I'll again try to exit. So I try to stay into coins around 3 months to maximum if I go wrong 2 years. So in your case scenario, I think that what you should do is that you should invest in not more than 10 coins. That way you can keep your eye on it. Sectors, yes, you can keep it in different sectors. Diversification is good. You can go for metaverse, you can go for DeFi. DeFi has its own variances. There are protocols that are dealing with lending, there are protocols that are dealing with other sources of income. You can go and pick whatever category suits you, and then on the basis of those category you can decide the future of it. You can go after the categories of GPUs. There you have a coin literally called GPU, then you have a coin called render, then you have flux, and then you have so many coins out there. So you can go and pick different coins, and you can invest in it categorically. Bad side of diversification is that your portfolio will not all of it go up. The good side of it is that it's a secure way of investing, and emotionally it will keep you happy. It will keep you happy. Like last year in August, I also opened leverage trade of 25x on 238 coins. That was everything that Binance was offering. So in that portfolio, Big Time, which is a coin that is a gaming coin, horrible project, but Big Time and TRB, and there were two other coins that were keeping me happy because they were pumping crazy. On spot, they were going up 20% up on spot, and I was already on a 25x leverage. So the gains that were appearing there, they were keeping me excited and happy. So if you have a diversified portfolio, what it does is that in the bad days when metaverse trend is not there, things are missing. What happens is that these things, they keep you happy that okay, at least this part of your bag is doing well. But if you are invested all of it in one type of category, let's say you are only invested in storage projects, you are invested in storage, Filecoin, and other coins that are around dipping and filing, then if the overall category is sucking, you would be stuck with it, and that's going to be horrible for you. So diversification helps from that perspective, but of course it takes away the moonshot, the gambling aspect of it. You wouldn't be able to go crazy rich altogether. You would be taking profits like Warren Buffett over a longer period of time. You would be champion at the end of the day, but the end of the day would be a bit far.
I used to believe in the beginning that I could just pick like top 3 coins and like put some money and forget about them, wake up in 5 years and open the wallet and see what happened there, but that doesn't really hold up in my mind anymore. And I feel like you have to constantly stay active and move from, like, get profit from one coin, move to another, and like shift, like you said, and not hold on to something for too long, which is like 2 years max. But like you said, like swing trades are much better. And as you now mentioned, I will ask you, will we get in the VIP when the time comes to get those trades of, like, so we can catch
I already shared. You remember the 10% buying that we did on 10 coins and some mini hodls
the
in
ones
VIP?
recently that
Yeah.
30%, 20%?
Yeah. 30% was only Sonic because I think that Sonic is oversold. I think that there is a possibility of 25 cents being a bottom for Sonic, but that's too much. And I didn't like to take my chances with it. That's why I asked people to use 30% of buying on it instead of my usual 10, because I think some coins sometimes they create their bottoms separately from the rest of the market. So they don't go along with it. And I think Sonic, which is previously known as Phantom, it has gone and done that. So I think with the rest of the coins that I shared, the 10 coins, some of them they were related to stable coins and different categories. I asked everyone to go and invest 10% in it because I want the overall ball to start rolling. The other percentages for the investment for the DCA, which will be bigger percentages, 20, 30, and then 40, they will come later on as we move into the summer. So 90% of the investments will come in summer. So, but I will be using that list, and I might add another 10 coins to the list. That way we will have maximum of 23, 24 coins where we can go and invest. And then of course the community can pick whatever the coins they like.
So basically, even the mini hold coins that you shared and the long-term coins, we can kind of mix and match and decide when to get in. Like, obviously the mini hold, we need to get in as soon as possible. Like, this is what happened recently with this short pump. So, and after that, the mini holds, are they not valid, or
they're not valid if they like with only one coin I shared a stop loss because Sonic it pumped more than 22%. So when we see a situation like that, that a coin does really well, it pumps well, and then we have 30% of buying in it, and we are only going to go for 2 TPs, only 2 take profits, that I think in that kind of case scenario, if it goes back and hits the entry, because we entered Sonic at 25.3, right? So if it goes back to 25 cents and hits our stop loss, that's okay. Then we will re-enter Sonic again later on. But with the rest of them, we don't have a stop loss because we are going to do DCA with it. Yes, as the time passes, we will be entering deeper into it, and they don't have any stop losses, so you wouldn't get out. And mini hodl and the rest of the list kinds of go hand in hand right now because we are sitting at end of June. So you have what? July, August, September, October. You have 4 months left. And mini hodl is generally 3 to 6 months case scenario anyway. And I am expecting that the market would get better in winter. So it is in line of that story as well. And like I said, the worst case scenario of getting stuck is always 2 years because I always get into the market when it is bottomed. And then I hope that the winter will work in my favor, and then I get out in the winter. If I go wrong, that actually the bear market gets heavy, then the maximum stucking experience will be 2 years because bull run ended in 2024. So we are sitting in the first year of bear market. Bear markets are generally 2 years. If you look at 22, 23, then 24 was better, right? So similarly, if 2024 was bull run according to what I am assuming, then maximum wrong I can be that you buy here in summer and then you get to sell it at end of next year, which is 2026. That's the worst case scenario. Otherwise, I think that the overall pattern of bear and bull is broken, Right now, the market is pretty much stuck because everyone is using this Bitcoin dominance as an indicator, and they all keep their eyes on Bitcoin, and they keep on using Bitcoin as
Tricking themselves.
yeah, tricking themselves because they still think that the market is operating according to Bitcoin. Even though last year when ETF was approved, I made a video called Death of Bitcoin. I think over there I made it extremely clear that now there is no relationship of the crypto market with Bitcoin anymore because the money is coming to Bitcoin from ETF, which is US dollar. It's not a cryptocurrency, it's a fiat. So the relationship is broken now. You can't use it as an indicator. Bitcoin can go anywhere. The market wouldn't go along. The market is in bear market. And I used an example the other day of Polka Starter, Poles. It's a famous project from 2021. If you look at it right now, it's sitting at 17, 18 cents, but the bear market prices were around 25, 27 cents. So right now that coin is actually lower than the bear market prices of 2022, 2023. That clearly shows if you go and you look at so many coins out there, they are in bear market. It is a bear market.
90, like minus 90% from. It's funny, like.
Yeah. So I think the reason people can't see it is because they all are looking at Bitcoin. They think that it's the same old days where you have to look at Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going up, market will go up. If Bitcoin is going down, market will go down. It's not the case.
Yeah, definitely. And then basically I've been looking at the charts as well for some coins, like Aptos is the same story. I feel like maybe it's possible to see it maybe in the swing trade for it to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
In that case, like do we see anything like that also as a consideration for like a mini holding?
Yeah, of course. I can consider it for the mini hodl. I'll look into Aptos. Aptos has its own cult. It does have a fan base, but I will go and check the overall inflation because it has inflation. My problem with picking coins is that I look at it from fundamentals. I see that what kind of disaster I'm dealing with. Like if I pick Arbitrum, I'll be picking it at really low prices like 20 cents and stuff like that. 20 cents, 30 cents areas like that, then I would expect that maximum that Arbitrum would do even in a bullish market would be $1.50. That's the extreme case scenario when everything is super bullish. But that's because it has super inflation. Same is going to be the case scenario with Aptos. I would go and see what kind of access it can offer. Then I will go and pick it. When I'm picking projects, if it's a mini hodl, yeah, I can pick it because mini hodl requirements that I have set in the community is 50% to 100% at max. But if it is a hodl coin, then I'm generally aiming for 2x and above, 2x to 5x, and of course I'll write it in front of them that what kind of expectations I have from these coins. But I try to go for coins. I aim high, so even if it fails, at least it does well. Like I said with Arbitrum, if I'm expecting Arbitrum to go and hit $1 and it fails, if I have picked it at 25 cents, that's a 4x at $1. So even if it goes to 50 cents, it's still a 2x. So I'll still come out with doubling the money, and it wouldn't be a bad case scenario. But I don't want to go there like what people do with Solana. Solana is going to go towards $600 and $800. That kind of nonsense. I don't want to talk about unseen territories, things that cannot happen. Things that are going to over dreams. Yeah, that's total nonsense. That's the Bitcoin at 200k and 300k. Why do we want to bring the overall planet together and make things happen? Why not go after the projects that can actually perform well because they have historically done well, and now because of their overall, what do you call it, inflation and the disaster, now it's down. But anyway, that's pretty much it. If you don't have any more questions, there is AB. He wants to talk. I'll unmute him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. AB, you can talk.
Thank you for giving me the time.
No problem.
Actually, I just want to ask regarding the topic that you guys been talking about.
Yeah.
I wonder if you also give us signals, like for example, like for a long time run. So we saw how it went from 1.7, you can say, to $3.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is signals, because I observed like we had some signals that they did so good. Example, what was that coin? The fund coin. Like it did double. Like from what we entered, it increased, like we can say,
Yeah.
2x or 3.
Yeah.
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 So I guess was asking if we could also like have those like
Those kind of coins are where you get lucky, because the thing is that you can never, I mean, Sui was easy pick, fun was getting lucky. Because the thing is, you can expect a coin to do well. Okay, I expect Arbitrum to go to $1, but the thing is that in how much time? When we shared Fun token in VIP, it went up crazy and it did it in a very short span of time. Why? Because the market cap is small, it's a small ass coin. Sui is a cult. Sui is a cult because Grayscale has invested in it, and or maybe BlackRock has invested. There's some kind of bullshit around that, and its inflation is slow. It is going to get inflated over the time. It is going to be a shitty project in 2 years, but at least now it is good. Why? Because its inflation is at the speed of 3% or 4. So the inflation is slow. You can eat the cake while it is there. So is that kind of case scenario. But if you look at it from long-term perspective, it doesn't make sense. So Su can go to 1.7 as it did. We caught the dip and then it went up crazy. We doubled with it. That was because it has that kind of potential. The rest of the coins that we pick, we do expect it to do well, but they can take their sweet time. That's just an unfortunate case scenario. Like I said about this disastrous coin that I have invested in, EXVG. This coin, it is doing horrible, but at the end of the day, there might come a day when it start going crazy. It will do a 20x, but when? I mean, if it does. So timing is something that we don't know. Every coin that we pick, we do expect it to do well. We never pick a coin that we don't expect it to do well. And if we are sharing smaller targets, it's because that we are not so much hopeful towards it. Like if we talk about short trade from Bitcoin, the targets were too close. Why? Because we didn't expect Bitcoin to bleed that dramatically altogether. So you take what the market gives you. We can't force the market to give us 2x's. If it had been 2021, I would have given you everything. That was the time when people had money. And unfortunately, I had a Facebook community. I was stuck with wrong people. Also, someday I'll find the post from 2021. People going and entering with $20 and coming out with $900. It was those kind of days from a single coin or 2-3 coins. Those days are gone. Now you need to take what the market gives you. And you are sitting in a bear market. I think in bear market, if Fun token is giving you a 2x, I think we will call it a day.
Yeah, actually, because I'm aiming for ARP actually, because ARP like it has a potential, like
Yeah.
you can see it, like the new projects that are coming on project, like on ARP, like chain, you can say that there is a potential actually, because I'm loaded with ARP, so I'm hoping also for there. I'm focusing there. I'm following, and also as you said, like on Twitter, like on X, I mean on Discord. So I'm just keeping eyes on like.
That's good. That's good.
Because on ARP, because you also give us a lower, So I was hesitating to take it as a future as well. So I'm just making it at spot only as of this moment.
Yeah. I think that manage your risk. You don't need to take leverage trades. It's unnecessary. People who take leverage trades, they're traders.
Yeah, because it's already hit those targets you gave us. It did hit there.
Yeah.
So and it's already in profit as well. That's a good thing.
Awesome.
That's why I asked, because I said, what was if that was the dip, and I opened like a leverage on it as well, So that's why to know, to have a knowledge or an idea about it.
Yeah. I think that stick to your strategy. It is working for you. Just make sure don't let the emotions kick in, whether it's greed or fear.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Now look at the YouTube comments. Sorry guys to keep you waiting. I'll read them and answer. Shahan says salam all, salam brother. Ghost mode says yellow, sorry, hello. That was a joke. Shout me out, it's my birthday. Kaler Howard, happy birthday, brother. Tanish Singhal, what do you do for a living? I do crypto and I am a finance guy. So I do financial consulting. I work as a director with an organization. I work with other people for their financial needs as well. Right now, I'm working with a friend of mine in Dubai. We are trying to develop ERP systems, which is going to use AI to automate something. ERP is enterprise. I mean, in simple language, it's a software interface that takes data from the database and gives you a report. It's in a very horrible structure. Oracle became multi-billionaire because of it. I'm trying to add a AI layer to it. So I do everything around finance, and that's why I do crypto. I didn't enter crypto after dancing in TikTok, if you are thinking of that. There are 2 hands raised. I'll take them. I'm just going to take these comments. What are the requirements for admission in your 6 months course? It's a 6 months mentorship. Requirements are that you should have at least $30,000 to invest in crypto, because the classes I charge $6,000 for it. So they are expensive, and you need to fill the form. They will not be available for next 2 months. I just started one class. So unfortunately, there's always a waiting period. And if you're going for one-on-one, which are available always, that's $15,000. And for that, you need to have at least $100,000. So I need to check your overall net worth. I have to ensure that you are not going through a breakup. You're not emotionally fucked up. I have to check that emotionally and financially you are in a decent place before you go and give me the money and I scam you. So I have to ensure that everything is fine. Bro, what the fuck? I bought the same. I think you're talking about EXVG. What about ICP? Do you reckon it to recover towards all-time high? All-time high is above $400. It will never go there. You can send me a paper. I'll sign it for you. Okay. Can you talk about XRP? I talk about XRP every day. Where do you live? I live in Toronto. If you're looking for exact address, I live in North York. If you want to kill me, I walk at night around 2 a.m. You can find me on the streets. What's the coin name? I swing coins and put the profits into Bitcoin. That's a good strategy. That's an intelligent strategy. Thank you. Okay, now I'll let someone talk and then I'll go back to comments. Yes, you can talk, K. You need to unmute yourself. I have unmuted you, but you need to click on the mic. Hi.
Yep, sorry about that. Hi, Shah. Thank you for all your guidance in the chats. I just have a quick question. I see a lot of recommendations online in terms of platforms that are good for shorting crypto. I just want to get your perspective if you have any recommendations specifically. For context, I'm based out of US. Any platforms specifically that are good for shorting crypto from a liquidity perspective, volume considerations, fees, anything that you can think of that you can?
Yeah.
I'll hold you to it if you can recommend something.
No, it's easy. Use Maxi and Blowfin. I'm recommending Blowfin because I have a lot of Australian people who use Blowfin. I have seen that they like it. Maxi, I have hands-on experience with my students. I always put them on Maxi. So they are all good from liquidity and everything's perspective. Liquidity generally depends on the coin. If the creator of the coin is struggling financially, their liquidity would be thin. It's not the exchange problem. This is something that generally people miss out on. Liquidity is actually the fault of the coin. The creators of the coin, it's not the fault of the exchange. Exchanges don't add liquidity. It's not their responsibility. It's the responsibility of Solana to add liquidity on Maxi and to add liquidity somewhere else. Solana is a big name. They will do it for free for Solana. But I'm just giving you an example that if you go and look at a coin and they have liquidity issues, it's not a famous big ass coin, then it is going to be pretty much the coin's fault. But if you are talking about Bitcoin, yeah, it is a ownerless coin, then it's working on charity, then yes, it is the exchange's responsibility to add liquidity to it. In that case, Maxi is still fine. They have a lot of money for Bitcoin.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
No problem at all. Okay, coins are used for medium of exchange for blockchains where tokens are built on top of the blockchain. He's not even using the terminology is correct. Go and use Google. Coin is something that has a blockchain, and if something doesn't have its own blockchain, it's called token. It's as simple as that. I don't know what is our brother trying to say. He's saying it in a very complicated manner, and it doesn't matter if it's a coin or a token, it's the same bullshit, because now people use the words in a mixed manner anyway. XRP has its own blockchain, still it goes around and tells everyone it's a token and it's not. So anyway, where is Lambo? I don't have a car, brother, and I don't have a home, and I don't know how to drive. I am missing a lot of basic things. There is no Lambo. At least he's talking about diversification correctly. I'll give him that much. Okay. CC says shalom, shalom. Sell BTC, hit the like. Can you still use Ethereum as an indicator for altcoins? No, Ethereum has same problem. It has ETF money in it. Anything that has ETF money in it, you can't use it as an indicator. Or if you want to use it, then you have to do your own split. You need to do the math and see how much of that is US dollar that is coming from ETF and how much is that of crypto. And then you need to reduce the market cap of that coin and then see when it is bleeding. Is it bleeding because of ETF? Is it bleeding because of altcoins? Because previously it was easy. Money would go into Bitcoin. They will sell Bitcoin. Then that money will flow into altcoins. Now, when they sell Bitcoin, it directly goes to bank. Yes, carry on. You can ask your question.
Hi, Shah. You okay?
Thank you. I am well. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you. Not bad. Just a quick one. I'm just going to speak about Chainlink, if that's okay. I've seen the video today. Thank you very much for posting that. Quite interesting, in all honesty. In regards to Chainlink and it sort of dropping any further, what kind of percentage drop can we realistically see from currently when we're at around the $13 sort of range?
I think it can do its all-time high. Chainlink is a solid project, but the problem with it is that it's a snail. It's a snail because it's a big market cap and it has massive inflation. Like in the video I posted, I slightly touched on the fact as well that they have a mint function. Mint function is that they can create more coins whenever they want. Now they're not doing it because they have already created a lot, but there is no stopping of it. So when you're dealing with a coin like that, that can always create new coins. The future of that, at least from the whale's perspective, it leaves you in a place to wonder that how far they're going to go. Like previously I used the example of my nephew's company, right? They started at $22 million and then they went for seed round to have money. Now they added more money, they added investors later on only to find out that they didn't need money. They didn't even touch it. So what happened is that over there they created more coins, but they realized that they don't need to use it. So now while the coins are sitting there, they don't need to add that to circulation. Same is the case scenario with good projects. Sometimes they launch the coin with 20% circulation, they leave the 80% behind for research and development, marketing, airdrop, and all kinds of stuff that they can go and say. But some projects, they realize that they don't need it. They either end up burning it or they just keep it there for years after years for any bad day to come because they realize that, okay, they actually don't need it. They will not use it. So Chainlink might not use the mint function. It is a possibility. But the thing is that you need to dig deep and find out how stable they are financially. Because if their finances are all in check, they're making good money, they wouldn't touch the coin. They wouldn't go and mint, because the moment they mint, everyone will see it. It's a panic on its own. That's what happened with Ohm. Ohm increased their supply. None of the whales expected Ohm to do that. And all of a sudden, Ohm took a dive from, I don't know, $6, $7 to 20, 30 cents. It took that dive and it totally moved away from top 10, 20 coins to top 100 or what. So I think that mint function is going to lead to a trigger like that. I don't expect them to do it. There is still plenty of coins left behind, but at the end of the day, that is the negative aspect of it. But if we talk about positive, I think Chainlink is one of the well adopted project out there. If you are talking about blockchain projects that are establishing themselves in a solid manner, I think Chainlink is overperforming coins like ICP, Cardano, and so many other, Matic. Chainlink is outperforming them by miles. Chainlink is actually used, and it's a very solid project out there. I think if I just add further to it, if I am not wrong, Polka Starter went to incubation in Portugal, and that incubation was led by Chainlink. So they are teaching founders how to be founders. So I think that's from my memory, because I invested heavily in polls in October of 2023. And at that time I was digging deeper into it, and then I saw that they were in Portugal, and I think it was Chain Labs that were holding this overall session for founders. They were there. I'm sure other coin projects were there too. So they are a team of sensible people. I haven't digged really deep into it. I would have told you how much money they're making every month. I haven't digged into it because it's a $9 billion project. When something is doing, when the maximum stretch on a coin is 2-3x, generally I don't go there. And then you're talking about a slow progress, right? If the whole planet needs to come together to move a coin, I would rather stay away and go after a coin that doesn't require the planet to come together.
Yeah, got you. No, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that.
No problem at all. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Okay, I'll see if there are any Telegram comments. Matt says some of the signals in VIP have RR in it. What does RR means? RR is risk to reward ratio. That is a more educated statement that sometimes it is added to VIP. It means that if you are risking $10, which means that if you go with $10 and you totally liquidate yourself, then what is the reward? So that means your risk is 1. If we remember the math of our 4th grade. So we will talk about ratios. So the risk is a 1, and then the reward will be 2 or 1.2, 1.5, or it will be 3 or 4, which means that if you're risking $10, you're going to make $40 if the RR is 1 to 4. So 1 is risk and reward is 4 times. So that is what risk to reward means. But generally, risk to reward works when you go in with 1 to 2% of your bag and you are there without a stop loss. Then risk to reward ratio concept, it makes more sense. That's a whole trading discussion. I'm not going to get into that. But that's a trading strategy. That is how a person that I have mentioned previously as well, a person who is only winning 30% of the times and failing 70% of the time, if that person is taking every trade that is giving a RR of 1 to 5 or more, then that person with the 30% win rate will still come out in profit, even though he lost 70% of the times. Why? Because when he loses 70% of the time, it's $10, 7 times, that's 70. But the 3 times when he wins, it's a RR of 1 to 5, he's making 150. So 150 minus 70, he's still in profit. Hi, what are your thoughts on Pengu? Pengu is a meme coin. There's nothing, just go and see how much people are screaming about Pengu. Are they going and shilling? Are they posting everywhere Pengu, Pengu, Pengu in YouTube and TikTok and everywhere? See how much the community can scream. If the screaming is good, then Pengu is good. If not, then you're dealing with a Shiba Inu situation. Their army is pretty much dead. So if it doesn't have a cult, it works like a religion, then it wouldn't work. It doesn't have anything behind it, so there is no business to discuss. Okay, one altcoin you think is flying under the radar right now? There is no altcoin that would fly under the radar. If it had been flying, we would have seen it. Unless you're talking about hidden divergence of RSI, which is something that my analyst shared with me yesterday on XEN. The divergence was bullish. It was going up, but the chart was going down. That's a hidden bullishness. Are you still running the Telegram chat, Shah? Yeah, there is still Telegram chat there. I have hired a personal assistant now. He's a very, very well-established guy. He, what do you call it? He is not finalized, but he looks promising. There are actually two candidates that I'm right now considering, but he has an edge. I have to think deeper and harder. But if I bring him in, I think at least he will improve the flows. So you will have a Linktree link, which means that you will have links to everything. My community, courses, mentorship, book, everything. Right now I don't have everything organized. That's why I think I needed someone. So if it's that guy, he's a really, really well-established guy. He has his own apps company. So he understands IT really well. Do you think Maxi Moonchain coin is interesting? I don't know. Yes, carry on. You have a question?
Hi, sorry, I'm on mute now. If you recall, the last time I spoke to you, you did mention briefly the Telegram sort of exchange function that you're creating, that you're potentially going to work on that. How are things progressing, and are we going to eventually get that? Because that to me looks and sounds so beneficial. Once that goes live, I think it's just going to benefit, honestly, a whole array of people, be that in Europe, America, the world in essence. I'm definitely interested in that. I think fantastic move. I don't know if you recall, but I'm going back maybe a year or two, maybe 3 years. There's a website called localbitcoins.com.
Yeah, I remember. It was something like that, and there were risks involved, but it was doing this.
I actually trialed that on the last bull run, and bloody hell, I was very impressed with that, the way that functioned, and what you've produced or producing.
I have produced it. The only trick to it is that you have to go to Facebook and post. So my bot is in action. It works properly. The only thing that you need to do is go to the Facebook group and post there that, okay, you want to sell USDT amounting of $1,000. And then someone in the comment will say that, take me, you can tell them that you are charging. Sorry?
But where on Facebook, how would you approach that?
Go and join my coin community. So my coin Intleak, ask for the link in Telegram. Someone will share it with you. In that community, once you join that, over there you will see the link to the Facebook. Even if you don't see it, you will ask, they will give it to you. So in the Facebook group, if you go and you post there, you're saying that you are selling 1,000 USDT, they will say that, okay, take me. Then that guy will deal with you through my bot. My bot is the security measure in between, right? So you cannot scam him and he cannot scam you. And then you just go through it. And all you need to do is when you are buying USDT, have WISE. When you are selling USDT, you don't need anything. Then they need to have something. So the reason for WISE is simple. WISE can get attached to any bank anywhere in the world. It's instant, and it's the lowest fee and the cheapest conversion rate if there is a currency difference in between. and it's available to pretty much everyone around the world. But that's not the case scenario with PayPal. I generally go with PayPal and Wise both, but I have seen that Wise works like a charm. I receive the money, then I withdraw it to my bank account. If you do go for a direct bank transfer, then there is a 3 to 5 business days delay, and then the banks are going to ask questions, and there is a lot of nonsense around it. But go there to Facebook, and you will find a lot of people, especially if you're selling USDT, they will come as flies comes towards sweets.
Okay. Did you say it was the Intellect?
Yeah.
Telegram shop?
Yeah, Intellect, yeah, the one that you see in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so go over there to the Telegram, and then go and join the Facebook. Over there, like I said, USDT sellers, especially because people charge 2%, right? 2% or more as a fee. But if you say that you're not charging anything, believe me, your post will not go long. They will find you. And like I said, and they will come. They will come. Everyone is looking for it, because for them, when they get USDT from you, they will charge that extra percentage on it of 1%, 2%, and they will try to make money out of it. These people, they do it for living.
Yeah.
And I have added 700 members there, and I'm going to continuously grow it. My aim is to grow that group to a larger number of people who want to buy and sell USDT, which is basically buy and sell of crypto, but I'm keeping it on USDT, and I'm keeping it on Binance Smart Chain, because Binance Smart Chain is the cheapest, and USDT is the most used stable coin anyway.
Right. Perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. It was a pleasure speaking with you again. Now there are questions. Do you think, okay, we took this. First time seeing you, where do you see XRP going? I've discussed this again and again every day on YouTube. But again, if it doesn't lose $2, then it will continue to play this game of 2 to 2.3. If you see it going below $2 for more than 2 days, then XRP is going to go towards $1. What are the odds that the winter will do good in our favor? Odds are pretty high, because the market hasn't accepted that we are in financial crisis. If the government comes and accepts that we are in financial crisis, recession is there, denial is over, then winter will be lower than the summer. But if they keep saying that everything is fine, and when I say they, I mean USA, that's the only market that we care about. If they keep on saying that everything is fine, then winter is going to be better. Winter is going to be green. Okay. Now Adriana has a question. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Shah. I'll be quick. Just back to the mini hold options that we're getting from you. I just wanted to see if we're gonna have some more short-term options like that coming up, like that's gonna do like 20%, 15%. And yes, so this time I will know that we need to enter as soon as possible.
No problem. It's okay. I'll share another 10 coins anyway, and it's just that when it comes to my VIP community, there are people with different opinions. Some people say that you're sharing a larger list. They want to see only 10 to 15 coins, because then they want to go and judge me against it. But if it is about people missing out, it makes sense only to share few more coins, so those who didn't buy, they could enter. So it's kind of that kind of a 50-50 game where I'm stuck between people who are thinking that I'm oversharing versus people who didn't buy it at the first time. Same thing that happened in when was it that we did crazy? I think it was April, when the market crashed on 6th, 7th April. I came and I shared a list of 12 coins at max, and then that coin, each coin went up 50% to 90%. Fart coin went up 90%, other coins up 50% on average, and all this on spot. That was pretty much crazy for that month. But the thing is that I could have shared some more as well, more coins, but the reason I didn't share more, because some people think that I'm sharing a bigger list, that's why I'm winning. What they don't realize is that I'm timing the market. You can literally go and pick any coin out there and it will go up if you know that you are buying at bottom. So it's not the ability of the analyst, it's the basically the overall understanding of the market that you're analyzing that this is the bottom and this is where you enter. So you are doing analysis, but you're not doing it from the charts perspective or the price perspective. Rather, you're doing it from the overall economy of crypto market. That you're thinking that, okay, this is the place where you enter. And same thing happened again when I shared the mini hodls and everything. This time again, when it dipped, it made sense to enter. Like I said about Sonic, it made sense to go with 30% instead of 10 because sometimes it's very obvious. But I will share 10 more.
Thank you so much. I just didn't know how it worked properly. So now I know, because I'm really looking for that short term, like you said, like some coins are just very slow, like snails, and you don't want to enter and wait forever and get stuck, even though the chart looks potential. So
yeah.
But yeah.
That's okay, how it is.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. If you have a choice of rather trading or go to work, what would you choose? I would choose to go to work rather than trading. I find trading really challenging to make the money if I have no money, because if I'm trading, that means I'm broke. If I have money, why would I trade? I will invest. So assuming I have no money and I'm starting from low amount of money, I would go and do the job because I'm very skilled. I got myself hired in Canada, coming out of Afghanistan off the bat with no Canadian experience or education. And I think that making it to a director level position in 9 months, I think that shows that I'm well versed when it comes to careers. I've worked for 14 years in jobs. So the reason I'll pick job is because I can make more money in jobs quickly, rather in a more comfortable manner in comparison to going after trading. Once I see that I have made some decent amount of money, or I'm starting to make decent amount of money, then I will go and start investing. But if it's someone else that doesn't have any career paths, they don't have proper education or experiences, then trading makes sense. Because it's going to be challenging, but that's not the case scenario with me. I have worked for a very long time. What indicator would you suggest for a beginner to advanced trader? I would say that keep indicators as limited as possible. I personally don't use indicators, but if you want to use indicator, use Fibonacci for support and resistance. And what else? Use RSI. That's max. Use these and try to find out trends. If you can find out the trend and use these two along with it, you're all good. The more indicators you use, the more confused you will get. And there is a saying in the market, paralysis from over analysis. I firmly believe in it. When I was in university, my teacher used to say that 2 types of people fail exams. One who doesn't know anything, and other one who knows everything. Those who know everything, they try to write everything in one question and they don't have enough time to attempt the rest of the exam. And those who don't know anything, of course, they have nothing. But those who know only enough to do enough, they pass the exam. Why? Because they have enough knowledge to only fill up. They don't have 5 examples to give for a question. They only have 1. They'll write it and move on. Yes, Hannah, you can speak.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Shah. I wanted to just extend on Adriana's question about the hodls. So you mentioned 10 coins, but you were saying that you will still give entries on those. So then
I did share that. I mentioned that buy 10% here right now in the market. You didn't read that message?
Yes, but you mentioned other ones before. It starts with Pendle. So those ones
Yeah,
you have not mentioned.
I've mentioned it. I'll show it to you.
Oh, so you referred to those 10 coins, right?
I responded to that message, yes, and then I said bye.
I see. Okay, I
You
was
see?
lost there. Okay, good to know.
Just a second. No, it's okay. Can I zoom in? No. So you see, it says 10 coins, and then I say start with the pyramid. It's a response. It's 10%, and it's a response to my 10 coins that I had shared.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you there. Okay.
And I said that I'll share the remaining later. Basically, I was outside at that time. I didn't have time to write down the current prices, but it's really easy. The timestamp is there. You can go and check the price and buy it at that price. So, because I think I was out, I was learning to drive, right? Yeah.
You were doing a driver's license. How did it go?
Yeah, it was my first session. The teacher said that I know how to use a steering thanks to video games. But
Excellent.
but he said you need experience to get faster with mirror, indicator, and blind spot. He said these are your three things that you always need to do when you're giving exam. He said that you don't actually need to do it, but you need to do the acting in front of the examiner. So always look at the mirror, then give the indicator, then look for the blind spot. He said you need to do this acting, and this acting is taking me time. It takes me around a minute to do it, and he was angry about it.
And are you starting on an automatic, or are you doing manual?
No, he's teaching me on automatic. He said pass the exam with the automatic, then drive whatever you want.
Oh, Shah, come on. You can do it.
Yeah, the examiner is coming with the mindset of ensuring that I pass the exam. It's a cultural thing because I have dealt with such kind of examiners in the past when I was giving exams in Pakistan. Over there, the teachers were solely focused on how to pass the exam instead of the curriculum and learning. They don't care you're learning it or not. All they care is, are you hitting the spots or not? So it's the same kind of approach.
Okay. Well, I wish you good luck, and let us know if you're going to make it.
Thank you, I will.
And keep safe, man. Keep safe. We need you.
I will. By the way, you have a daughter, right?
Yes, I do.
How is she?
She's very well. She's right next to me asleep. She's very sweet. She's 10 years old, and she's growing really, really fast. But she is just amazing. Very, very pleased, very grateful to have her.
Alhamdulillah. That's good to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good talking to you, Shah.
Thank you, Anna. Okay, there's a question in YouTube. How is your book going? Book is done. I just need to do the designing part of it. Nothing else. Okay, I'll just go through it. We have run out of time. It's already over 1 hour. If we would withdraw the amount from Wise to bank, would they not ask the source of it? If the amount is not big, they wouldn't ask. Every country has their own policy. In Canada, they ask questions if it's above 10,000. Go and see what are the anti-money laundering laws in your country. And you can do bigger amounts, but you need to be smart about it. There are hundreds of ways of doing that. Okay. WLFI will be tradable on 4th of July. Your thoughts, please. I think it's going to be manipulated just like the Trump coin, and it's going to be a pump and dump just like Trump and Melania. So if you catch it early, right after 10 seconds of launch, then you're good. If you're not in the first 10 seconds, then you're going to be in a bit of trouble because people have some bitter taste left in their mouth from Melania because they made money with Trump. Then they took all that money and invested in Melania. Then Melania took everything from them. So I think this time some people wouldn't let that happen to them again. If they remember the previous pain, which is again arguable. Some people say that if you kick me in the nuts, I'll remember it next time. Then they use the example of pregnancy that you wouldn't remember it next time. I don't know if they remember the pain from Melania or not. Okay, how do you see CRO, Avalanche, Dodge, Algorithm? My God, that's a big list. Okay, thank you everyone. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you guys next week and take care. Bye.